So we're back out here. It's been a couple weeks, maybe a week. Every time I come out here to work, it'd be a massive thunderstorm. So anyway, I have one rafter and brace done. I actually did the other rafter too, had it all together. I pulled it down, and I'm going to use this as a pattern to cut the ones for the back. This is a rafter for the front. I had it up there once and tested. Took it down. I'm going to make it a pattern for the back one. So this end's done. The brace on the right is just a hair too short, so it doesn't quite fit right. So when I get more wood, I'll go ahead and replace that one. These pretty much I had to custom fit every one of them. I used the other end as a template, and you know, little variance, everything's just a little bit off, so I held them up and traced them. Okay, so I don't remember where we left off. And I apologize for the background noise. If you can hear it, it's Labor Day weekend, and there's a lake back behind us, back in the woods. And on the other side of the lake is this jazz and blues festival they do every Labor Day weekend. So we'll get to listen to some of that. So I've done the front, and I've been putting in rafters. I have this bay done. I have two in this section. This whole side to do, two more on this side. I'll walk you through that process. The original bird's mouth treatment I did like this, like I did on the front, but on the inside they just look kind of screwed up. So I've sacrificed a few pieces I had already cut, and I went to an arrangement like this. So I'll show you how to make one of these. So I've essentially laid my template on top of a 2x6, and I'm just going to trace it all, and then we'll cut it. To get it to fit right, you pretty much have to custom fit each one. This one is still a little tight up there, so I'm going to take a little bit of that out with a chisel. Meanwhile, enjoy the music. And on the other end, I need to saw off just a slight, like 1/8 of an inch, to make it fit the way I want. All right, that was pretty good. Cut the next one, and then we'll screw them all off on this side. These are 4-inch screws. Now for the high wire act. While I'm up here, I'll go ahead and mark for the other side. At least the ones I can reach. Good news is there's a lot more stuff to grab onto if I fall. So all these are installed. You pretty much need to custom cut each one to make it fit just right and to make the miters look decent on the sides. So I have all the rafters in place. Next, I need to work on corner braces, and I think they're getting ready to rumble across the lake. So we're probably done for the night. Plus it's getting dark. So I've temporarily mocked up some pieces here. These were miscut rafters. There were the rafter cuts I didn't like, so I was able to utilize those. So I'm going to think on that, and maybe we'll get back to this tomorrow, and maybe not. It's a tiny one. So it's the next day. All those rafters are in. Next order of business will be installing some bracing on the corners. My miscuts for the rafters I didn't like, I'm able to reutilize them. So I have those clamped up there to kind of get the proportions and the idea I want. So those two are actually cut, and due to the offset of the post and whatever this board's called, maybe ledger, I'm going to dado this right here. I guess it'd be a rabbet, so it'll sit flush over here, and kind of this board will sit on it. I'll do that at the table saw in the garage. It'll make it a lot easier. So I've cut all these braces to length and just freehanded them with the circular saw, and then we'll make a rabbet on one end. I've already done 2 of them, I'll show you my setup. I'm going to do all the ones that are going to go on the post on the left first, and then I'll do all the ones on the right. That way I'll avoid screwing up and making one backwards. So I have the blade set. Here goes. Now for the other cut. Since I've already done this, I can just use this as a guide. Clamp a stop, figure out exactly where I want it to hit. And I'll bring my fence over against the stop. That way I just come back, start right there, and then I'll push and go through it. Here we go. You don't want this against the fence because you really have a chance of really binding and getting stuck. So you start it back here, you've got the clearance, you just have to hold it really tight against your miter gauge. We can go stick these on. So all the ones on the left are up. Now it's time for the ones on the right. And so for those, we need to remove this part and this part. Go ahead and do it like I did last time and cut this cut first, and that's 1.5 inches deep. Quick way to set the table saw depth. So I have this combination square set to 1.5 inches till the blade just touches. It should do it. And I need to be 3/4 off the fence. What I did last time though, let's see if that'll work. I'm going to take that piece out. I'm going to have to cut it that way, which I guess is doable. So I want blade to the, is that right? Yeah. So I don't trap my little piece of scrap in there. I want the blade set on this side of 3/4. That should be right. So double and triple check. Pretty good.
Now for 3/4 inch blade height.
Double check my placement, so these will be on the left, so I want to take that part out. So my miter gauge is going to be opposite. The knob here on my miter gauge disintegrated, so I need to use my pliers to set it. So I need to source a replacement for that somewhere. Okay. Go ahead and make my mark. Should be about right there. Take a little bit more. Okay, now we're good. Now we're 1.5 inches. We'll put these on. So that's all the corner braces. Right now I'm going to leave them off the center post. I don't know it necessarily needs it. There we go. That may be it for a while. Still got to figure out my roof, and I'm not completely decided on how I'm going to do that. So this might be the end of this video. So thanks for watching and subscribing. We'll see you next time.